You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
The John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris coming your way right now, courtesy of our good friends at the... where is it called again? The National Notary... I don't know what it is.
National Register
Well,
of Notable Notaries?
it's an official title. So
Okay, National Register of Notable Notaries.
Yes,
It has been really difficult to keep track, and I can't wait till next week when we can kind of go through and explain what all's been going on. It has been pretty hairy lately.
Well, now the government's involved.
I know. It's just... But Dan, what do we have for today? The show hasn't been scrubbed, has it?
No, it has not been scrubbed, but that was just kind of sad.
It was very sad.
The first space shot here out of the United States since,
In 11 years.
Yeah, been a long time. And they, weather, it was the weather, so they said
It was raining in outer space, so they had to
put things off for a little while.
postpone it.
All righty, let's see. What is happening? Kylie Minogue has a birthday today.
Oh, cool. I like Kylie.
Let's see. English author James, Ian Fleming. Born this day. He brought us James Bond.
And Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
I did not know
He
that.
did?
Yeah.
Same guy.
Same guy.
What the heck?
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. That sounds like something Dan
Bizarro
would
world.
make up.
I know.
I'm sitting here
It
going,
really does. It sounds made up.
How did I not write that down? Rudy Giuliani is celebrating today, as is John Fogerty.
All right.
Love Giuliani. I bet he smells good.
Huge! Wow, this is just so
Ask
random.
Joe Biden. He would know.
Holy moly, Rocky, out of the world of sports, because we have none. It was 2006 this day. Barry Bonds hits his 715th career home run, passing Babe Ruth on the Major League Baseball all-time list for homers. Of course, Barry was... It's like, whoa, last year your head was a lot smaller, Barry. You're not doing steroids, are you? No!
I remember when all that stuff happened. And then McGuire was like right on his heels, right?
How does he know this?
I remember it was in the
Don't
news.
know.
Everybody was talking about it.
Yeah, there was a lot of hubbubbery about that whole thing, absolutely. And it was 1664, the First Baptist Church is organized in Boston.
Nice.
Parishioners celebrated by not drinking or dancing.
There you go.
Sounds like a good time.
It was off the hook.
Yeah, that's all I got. That's all you need to know.
Well, I'm just glad the show didn't get scrubbed because I was really concerned about that. We were discussing that. Dan and Heidi both thought
We
that
weren't discussing that. You got mad about it.
I don't understand. Yesterday, everybody was talking about how the space shuttle launch was scrubbed, and I said, why don't they just say postponed? But the universal term is scrubbed.
And you get upset.
I'm not upset. I'm just going, how does everybody else know that? Because I would have just said postponed, but it's like everybody else knows the technical term is scrubbed.
Everyone.
Everybody.
Except there's one guy in a little hut somewhere outside Guam.
Me and him, the only two that didn't know scrubbed
Pretty
was a
much.
thing.
I'll give you his email address.
All right, I'll let him know that it's been scrubbed. But the show has not. It is here. It is happening. And it is courtesy of National Registry of Notable Notaries.
If you, a loved one, a friend of a friend, or a casual acquaintance has suffered injury, illness, or death as a result of using a discount notary, you may be entitled to a cash settlement. If you've used the notary services of 99-cent notary, 98-cent notary, $1.25 notary, Notary World, Anytime Notary, Sioux Falls Notary, Yes Siree Notary, or the Notary Barn at Lake Lorraine, not really a lake, and have experienced even mild injuries, illness, or death, the National Registry of Notable Notaries has set aside hundreds of dollars to settle discount notary claims. The law offices of Lindquist, and Heidi Jean have been representing victims of discount notarization for a couple of weeks now and recently settled a case giving a client a payout of $110.99. If we don't win, you owe nothing. Well, not nothing, but probably not very much. Call the law offices of Lindquist, and Heidi Jean today, 933-1980. That's 605-933-1980.
Now, more than ever, you need a credit card that offers what you need. Some cards have high rates. Some have annual fees. Some are just not very good. Usually people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If you've done that, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes. You may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card probably won't tell you, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves to wrestle bears and lasso ducks, run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Oh, hey there, you lucky little happily married couple of you there. John. How you doing, John?
I'm good.
Heidi.
Ranger Dan.
I swear if you were a chicken, you'd be impeccable.
I see what you did there.
Impeccable.
I see.
Even if these pickup lines don't work on her, they're kind of working on me. So I'm a fan.
You know, I thought we'd do something, and it's kind of surprising to me, but I was going through all the old archives, all the old programs here and all that, and we've covered a lot of critters over time. Holy
Yes, you
cow.
have.
We've a lot of knowledge coming out through this program, and it occurred to me because they are indigenous right here. You can run down to the Big Sioux River or whatever. Muskrats, we've never talked about muskrats.
We have not talked about muskrats.
You'd think we would. My goodness, in 1976, there was a hit song written about muskrats.
Muskrat love.
Captain and Tennille.
They were married.
Muskrat Susie, Muskrat Sam.
What about Muskrat Love? Was there a
jig
song Muskrat Love?
out in Muskrat Land,
Oh.
and they shimmy. Sam is so skinny. So Sam had an eating disorder. Really isn't why we're here today. You know, the lifespan of your basic muskrat is about 3 to 5 years.
Really?
Okay.
I thought that would be longer than that.
In captivity, a muskrat can live to 10 years.
Oh, that's probably that's more like it.
I mentioned you can find them down the Big Sioux River. Heck, you go over off 49th Street over there, that little, what's that called there? That outdoor
campus.
Outdoor campus. They got some swamps, some wetlands there. Lousy with muskrats. Those are free.
Oh, nice.
You can have those.
You can have as many as you want. Now, I've never actually personally trapped a muskrat because I haven't had a need to. But if you're interested, I'm not exactly sure what you use to lure a muskrat. But my ranger thinking tells me try musk melon. It's right in the name. But get a male and a female. And here's a little tip. Here's where my entrepreneurial skills come in. Compliments of Ranger Dan Enterprise. Hey, little radio rangers, get a male, get a female, breed those muskrats. You can sell those to city slicker folks as ferrets.
Hey, we wouldn't know the difference, would we?
Nothing but profit. That's all the
There you
time we have
go.
today, little radio rangers. I hope you learned something. I know, gosh darn it, I sure did.
So did I.
Always keep in mind, what doesn't kill you makes strong, except for bears and those murder hornets. Those will kill you every darn time. This is Ranger Dan. Out, say it with me. Yeah!
Yes, sir.
Introducing InsuranceChicken.com. Why InsuranceChicken.com? Why not? Another insurance company has a duck, one has an emu, and that other company has a lizard. So InsuranceChicken.com is no more silly than any of those. Is it time for you to cross the road for your insurance? Don't be chicken. Check out InsuranceChicken.com. We'll help you peck out the best insurance rates we can find at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Water Cooler Talk with Mr. Dan Farris, our award-winning journalist, who is now back in the studio here with his award-winning journalist award in front of him.
Hey, man, I get answers.
Ready to rock.
That's what I do. I get answers. I do not back down. I will not take no for an answer. I stole this from Max Hofer over at Kello.
Okay. But you know what? At least you're honest.
Hey, credit where credit is due. A new dog park downtown is
I saw that.
It's on its way. Construction has just begun for the new Kirby Dog Park at Fort Sod in downtown. Now, if you're not familiar with Fort Sod, that is where the it looks like a blown up golf ball.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
sculpture. It's
between
right there.
10th and 12th.
It's right there. And the reason it's the Kirby Dog Park is because Joe and Jennifer Kirby, local philanthropists, pointed up the do-re-mi for that.
That's very nice.
So that is a cool thing. I'm glad to see something's going up somewhere for the public that ain't on the taxpayer dole, man. That's
It's
just
cool.
Absolutely fantastic. But it is downtown. But soon, doggies will have another location to sniff out because there's one over by, Yankton Trails, there's a dog park.
Yeah,
And is
yeah,
there another
Spencer
one I'm
Dog
not
Park, I
aware
think it
of? Gosh, I don't know.
There's a couple of them, I think.
But there will be things. It's a little mini. It's not real big.
Yeah, but it's you know what? It's appropriately sized for that part of town. You wouldn't want a huge dog park there.
And that's the thing. There'll be a little tunnel for them to run around through, and there'll be some boulders for them to climb on and stuff like that. I
Cats
guess,
for them to chase. Fun stuff.
Yeah, electric fence around it. So
makes potty time a lot more interesting.
Actually, we'll have concrete walking paths, double gated entrances, which allow you to safely leash and unleash your dog as you enter and exit the park. Dogs can run free. They can run around, do what they do, sniff each other, fight, whatever. I don't know.
Did you notice when you started talking about this, both of our dogs came in here?
Yeah,
they came in to hear a little more about this.
I don't know. I'm also I have had 3 amazing dogs in my life.
Yeah.
3 amazing dogs.
Yeah.
Never thought about a dog park. Never crossed my radar. Never. I don't know what it is, man.
This will work really well for people who live downtown who don't have big yards.
Okay, because here's how I live my life. If I live downtown, I wouldn't have a dog.
This is exactly my point. If you're in an apartment, and I think maybe...
Now they'll have a place to take their puppies. So it's going to work out really, really good.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, it's just, put up a couple of fences on that parking ramp. Ain't nobody using that.
That's exactly right.
I just got negative.
Yeah,
Sorry.
let's not do that.
Sorry.
Hey, speaking of dogs,
I'll do something with it.
I got to mention something. My beautiful bride Heidi and I went to Minneapolis. We went there and back.
Yeah, you turned it and burned it. Yeah.
We had to go pick something up. So we just drove there and back. But while we were there, we drove by a business. I thought this was just the cutest name for, I don't know, some sort of dog. I think it's a dog business, I would assume. It's called Woofda.
Woofda.
WOOF.
Well, that ties in with the Minnesota Norwegian.
Yeah, it was adorable.
Okay.
I was like, that's pretty cool.
Go.
I couldn't get that out of my head. So when you started talking about the dog park, instantly, Woofda popped up.
Yeah,
I have no idea
so
what it is,
cute.
but it was really adorable. So, well, Dan, thanks for coming in. Will you swing back for some entertainment news?
I'm going to think about it. You've been a little harsh to me today. Man, it's like,
I will
holy
apologize.
cow.
We have some good news to get to with the bright spot of news. That comes your way
Fight my
next.
way over here every morning through the Rona, hanging on for dear life.
Bright spot of news comes your way courtesy of Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls.
Anybody else about ready for a vacation?
This October, we're going to Cancun for an amazing event called The Sands.
Awesome music from Billy Idol, Belinda Carlisle, Cheap Trick, and so many more.
This event happens at the end of October, so when everything blows over, we're all going to need a vacation. So join us for this one.
We've been to this event the last 3 years, met some amazing people, and it is so much fun.
Get all of the information and get your spot reserved to join us at thesands.rocks.
That's thesands.rocks.
Time now for a bright spot of news brought to you by our friends at Paul's Designer Showroom at Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls. Heidi, I got a fun story. This one's not a local story, though. It's from Belgium. Have you ever been to Belgium?
I've not.
I have not either, but I've heard good things about their waffles, which I think are good. This is a fun story. There's a man in Belgium who managed to strike up a friendship with a family of owls. Guy's name is Jos Bart, Josbaart. He heard some noises coming from the planter right outside his third-story apartment window a couple months ago, and he thought, what in the world is going on? Are those pigeons out there? And he turns and figures out, oh, hey, no. It's a Eurasian eagle owl.
Okay.
So it's a big owl. And next thing he realizes, there's 3 baby owls in there. They hold the Guinness World Record for being the largest owls in the world, by the way. They're like 5 feet wingspan.
Oh, wow.
So they're big. And he had 3 babies and a mama, and they were all sitting in this window like a planter right outside his window. And he discovered that they really liked watching television with him. So there's a video online, and these things are big owls. There's a video of him watching television, and these birds will like turn their head and watch television with him.
I do like owls. I've always thought they were fascinating.
So he said, I couldn't hardly believe it, but there's these owls right outside my window.
We caught one when we were building a house. There was a little baby inside of our house.
And it like flew and smacked into a wall.
Yep.
And it just like plopped on the ground.
He was so cute.
I put on some gloves, picked him up, and put him in like a little bucket, and he was just staring at us like we were nuts. And, we were trying to make sure he was okay. Then we finally let him go. and he flew and smacked into a truck.
Yeah, he wasn't a very smart owl.
Then he got up and flew away again. Like, apparently that's why they're nocturnal. They just then they can bounce into things and nobody notices. Well, if you'd like to see the video, I did share this on our Facebook page last night when it was sent to me. This was sent to me for our good news that we do on our show. But I thought, you know what, this is kind of a fun little bright spot of news, too. So I wanted to share it here. If you'd like to see it again, I've got a link to it on our Facebook page, facebook.com/sunnyradio. And, owls. I did not realize that owls watched television, but apparently they do. So this kind of is not connected to the owls, but it is kind of in a way. For those of you who have not yet liked the page on Facebook, it's facebook.com/squirrel party deck. We actually have that in our backyard. And this is something that I've been doing to keep myself busy the last... How long ago did we set this? We started on this project 2 months ago?
Yeah.
And it started with just a squirrel feeder, and then we built a little party deck, and we have it all decked out. So the one thing that's missing is an abundance of squirrels. We had last year... We had
like one.
Yeah, last year we had a bunch of squirrels. Now we're down to, I think, it's either one or two. But if you're looking for something adorable to watch, I post videos on there. We got a camera that's dedicated to this, and we try to snap some video each day and share that at facebook.com/squirrel party deck. Why? Just because. Thanks for listening to today's Bright Spot of News, brought to you by our friends at Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls.
It's a tough time, but we will get through this together. If you have the means, we encourage you to participate in the Gift Card Challenge. That's a simple thing you can do to help people around you. Just buy a gift card from one of your favorite local businesses, then use it when things get back to normal. Or be a rock star and give it to someone working on the front lines to keep us safe. Either way, when you buy the gift card, post a photo on social media with #GiftCardChallenge. Learn more at giftcardchallenge.org.
And it's time right now for a little bit of entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
Hey, man. Celebrity fabulous. But you know what? You can't have movie stars without movies. You can't have movies without movie theaters. Well, you can. There's a lot of other ways to consume it these days. But, you know, the box office is the box office.
It is.
And now some theaters enclosed inside theaters are starting to pop open around the country.
That's cool.
Not many, but some are. Here's just one story. But, that's the thing. Just because you open doesn't mean anybody's coming.
Exactly. Well, and they still have to probably follow CDC guidelines, so you can only be open at a third of the capacity and all that anyway.
And shortened times and everything else. The owner of the Sweet Onion Cinemas in beautiful Vidalia, Georgia, her name is Melanie Parker. Shortly after the governor at Georgia lifted the stay-at-home order, it's been a few weeks now since Melanie has had her theaters open, and attendance has been pretty dismal.
Right.
Her first full-fledged weekend of being reopened, 34 people came through the doors. Next weekend, it dropped to 14.
Oh, no.
But this is interesting. So Melanie changed the lineup of what was running, added some Christian movies, and attendance shot up to 40.
Okay.
But still.
Compared to 15.
Yikes. But just being open and you got staff and you've got your concessions and
retraining people to get out.
And as it stands around the country, only a handful of states have actually allowed theaters to reopen. Not so in South Dakota. West Mall 7 has reopened.
Nice.
They were playing Jaws.
Oh, really? We should go check it out.
Yes.
West Mall 7 has, and from what I could dig up, as far as I know right now, the 2 Century complexes have not opened yet. And I could be wrong because it was about a day or so ago when I checked into it. So
now we were so excited because Grand Falls Casino was going to open. Remember back on the 15th when we said that?
Yep,
I think we announced it.
Then we said on the 27th.
27th. Well, then yesterday Heidi called to make sure because I said I'm not going to fall in that trap again.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say on the radio that they're open if they're not, and they're not. But it is the first of June.
For the 1st of June.
So what is happening with the states that have allowed it so far? The average theater attendance is at about anywhere from 15 to 25% of what it normally used to be.
Yeah.
So,
and that's not necessarily anything to do with the guidelines. It's just people aren't turning out now.
No, there's still the last poll I saw fully somewhere in the area of 60 to 65% of the American adult population is still going, I know I can go there, but I'm not going to yet.
Yeah. And you know what?
I'm talking about like sporting events,
I have no problem with that.
concerts, that kind of thing.
If there are people,
if that's your choice, that's
you
great.
do what you're comfortable with. Because the second you get out of your comfort zone is when you have a problem. If you're comfortable being home, do that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Wait, and this just in.
Oh, Dan's gone.
What? State Theater downtown isn't open.
Well, they've been working on it since 1987. So
I'm at my best when there's an alert.
It's going to be. Hey, I just want to bring something up since we're talking about movies. Have either of you seen the trailer for the movie Unhinged?
No.
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to share it on our Facebook page. It's a Russell Crowe movie, and it reminds me a lot of the Michael... What's the guy's name?
I like Russell.
Yeah, the one
Not
falling
Michael
down.
Douglas,
Michael
Falling
Douglas.
Down.
Falling Down. Love that movie.
So
it's a lot like that.
This is kind of like today's version of that, and it's a road rage incident that turns into a really bad day for this lady and her kids. And interesting movie. It looks like. I haven't seen the movie. I saw the trailer.
You were telling me about it.
Trailer makes me want to see the movie. Yeah. So I don't know. It's weird. I've got it. I'll throw it on our Facebook page. Dan, thanks for coming in, man.
You're welcome, John.
There you go. It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris, brought to you by the National Registry of Notable Notaries.
If you, a loved one, a friend of a friend, or a casual acquaintance has suffered injury, illness, or death as a result of using a discount notary, you may be entitled to a cash settlement. If you've used the notary services of 99 Cent Notary, 98 Cent Notary, Buck and a Quarter Notary, Notary World, Anytime Notary, Sioux Falls Notary, Yes Siree Notary, or the Notary Barn at Lake Lorraine, not really a lake, and have experienced even mild injuries, illness, or death, the National Registry of Notable Notaries has set aside hundreds of dollars to settle discount notary claims. The law offices of Lindquist, and Heidi Jean have been representing victims of discount notarization for a couple of weeks now, and recently settled a case giving a client a payout of $110.99. If we don't win, you owe nothing. Well, not nothing, but probably not very much. Call the law offices of Lindquist, and Heidi Jean today, 933-1980. That's 605-933-1980.
Now, more than ever, you need a credit card that offers what you need. Some cards have high rates. Some have annual fees. Some are just not very good. Usually people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If you've done that, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes. You may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card probably won't tell you, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Thursday, May 28th. Equity traders bet on a broadening economic recovery on Wednesday and sent the S&P 500 up to set another new high. The day's advance has added another 1.5% to what's fast becoming a race to the top. The top in question, the pre-correction all-time high set by the S&P 500 just before the COVID-19 pandemic took place. What traders should be wary of is a market melt-up, is when the rapidly improving economic outlook lifts equities. A melt-up can be a good thing, but in this case, the melt-up is driven by economic recovery still on shaky ground. There are many risks to the reopening, including a second and much larger wave of COVID-19 later in the year, plus lingering unemployment and other new hurdles to reopening. In the meantime, investors will enjoy higher equity prices for their stocks. Those looking for a new all-time high for the S&P 500 are not likely to be disappointed. The question is whether the market will hold that all-time high and how to position a portfolio for these uncertain times. You can get the inside track at marketbeatminute.com.